Hello, Mr. Octopus.
Okay, thanks for stirring it, Everett.
You supervising? Hello, friends, and welcome to our first full family cabin trip of 2024. We have just spent the entire day getting here. We left at 10 o'clock this morning from Anchorage. We all drove together in Gus the bus. Mark's airplane is out of commission right now. You have to get an annual on an airplane every year, and there's some things that need to be fixed. So we did a full family Gus the bus trip, driving to Homer. Gave ourselves lots of extra time. This is baby girl's first trip, so we had to stop and feed her and take care of her. Stop for lunch. After driving to Homer, we then had to take the ferry across to Seldovia and then get on this small boat to come across to the cabin. And now we have finally made it to the cabin, and it is almost 9 o'clock at night. So full day of traveling to get here. We're so happy to be here, to spend the next several days here, enjoying family time and bringing you along. For the first few days, it is just our family here at the cabin. We will be joined by Mark's sister's family and his parents over the next few days, but we do have a little bit of time here, just our family, and we're gonna get settled. And then we're excited to have family here with us because it's always fun when there's cousins and aunts and uncles and more people to spend time with. Tide is going down, so we have to pull the boat out using the rope. All right, we've been here 10 minutes and Hunter's already ready to go try and catch a fish after he helps pull out the boat. We had lunch on the way, but we need to go have some dinner, so that's what I'm gonna work on. For our new viewers, this cabin belongs to Mark's parents. They built it back in the 70s with a group of people, but it now is just in the family. Let me just give you a really quick tour of this area before, you know, it gets a big mess, just in case you haven't seen it before. Very simple cabin. We love it here. This is the ocean out here, and so it's tidal, so the water goes in and out all day, every day. We got this living room here, wood stove. We'll be taking that plastic and bucket off. That's just to keep it from getting rusty. We do have one bedroom here with a bed, and then we have the grill in there, which we'll take out on the porch. There are black bears here in Seldovia, no brown bears or grizzly bears. We don't typically have any problems here at the cabin with them, but we do bring the grill in when we're not here. We have a simple kitchen over here with a propane stove, great for cooking. Now this cabin does have running water, but it's just from a natural stream up the hill behind the cabin. It's a natural spring that then feeds through a bunch of hoses here to the cabin. So we have cold spring water that comes out of the tap.
And we have to heat our water.
So we heat it up on the stove. Got these very steep stairs up here. So we've got beds up here, one bed, two bed, a king bed here, a sleeping pad. We've got another bed here and a pack and play for a baby. This cabin has an outhouse. We do have some buckets in here at night for emergencies, and then we dump them in the outhouse. A few years ago, the cabin got an upgrade, and we do have a solar panel, so we can charge phones and cameras and things up here now. Before that, they just had propane lights. Because of the solar power, there are some small light LED lights in a few places. It doesn't get very dark in the summertime when we're at the cabin, but those can come in handy when we need a little bit of extra light. So that is the tour of the main cabin. Simple, wonderful, a great place to be as a family. And of course, what would an Alaskan ocean cabin be without a closet full of fishing poles?
And some
supplies.
And some extra food in.
Baby girl is just sleeping away after a long day in her car seat. She was just happy to be held. So when we come to the cabin, we bring most of our food with us, and then we like to try and catch a bunch of fish to eat. There is a grocery store in the town that we're at, but it's very expensive, especially to feed a family our size. So we bring bags and bags of food or boxes of food with us. It makes it a lot of work because you got to transport it all here, but we like to have lots of good food to eat while we're here. Okay, so we do store some things down here. We have flour and rice and pancake mix. So we try and keep some staples here, but write out a menu and bring everything with us. And if you forget something, you just kind of do without. Boys are having some hot chocolate while we make some soup and get ourselves settled. Well, we've been here less than 10 minutes. Hunter just caught a Dolly Varden out there. Mark took a picture of it. I'll include it here. That kid is a fish whisperer. Hasn't even taken his life jacket off yet. Oh, as I'm talking, he caught another one. So it is currently 45 degrees here. It just is not really warmed up yet this year. So Bennett's making us a nice fire so we can keep it warm and toasty in here, especially with the baby.
Pile stacked wood from our last trip. The boys spotted some fish down in the water while they're having breakfast and decided to give chase. So in the springtime, the salmon smolt are coming out of the rivers around here and they start cruising down the shore, and some of the other fish will target them. You can see swirls as the baby smolts are getting smashed and chafed. So that's what Hunter's targeting, and he's seeing them and he's going to try to cast out this little spinner to catch some. Well, we went on a walk and Hunter stayed back to fish and got himself a really nice Dolly Varden.
Yeah, it's probably like 20-something inches. Cook it up for lunch.
All right, and then we can use the tail and the head for bait for halibut.
Okay, I'm gonna cut this dolly up so that we can eat it for lunch and so that we can use part of it for bait. Okay, I want to see what's in the stomach, because this stomach...
Probably, we can see him come out of the mouth here. Hunter, show the camera here. It's like puking right here, Oh, inside crap. This, and we can see that.
Oh,
those are all baby salmon.
So
look at that.
This one was a female.
It's all baby salmon coming out. Oh, there's all baby pink salmon.
I was wondering why this one's so fat. It's a female.
Oh yeah.
Some Dolly Varden eggs. We're gonna clean this guy off and then open it up, season the insides and the outsides, and we're gonna wrap it in tin foil. We're gonna put it on the grill and it's gonna be really good. We have the dolly all cut up and we have it ready to be seasoned. So we're using some lemon pepper and some seasoning, real salt, organic seasoned salt. Organic seasoned salt. Okay, we're gonna use some of that and we're gonna put it everywhere, on the outside and the inside. So I'm gonna start off with some of this. Never mind. Somebody left this open, so it's rock on.
Can I start?
Yeah, we're gonna start.
Don't touch the fish with it though, because it'll get.
Okay, and then you want to try to get on the inside of the fish.
Can I do it?
Here, you can do the other side, Michael. Okay, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Actually,
We got our fish wrapped up like a, and it kind of looks like a
burrito.
a burrito or a piece of bread.
Okay, it's not quite lunchtime, but when it's lunchtime, we're going to cook it. But right now, we're gonna go tide pooling. So come along with us to do that.
This morning is our chance to go tide pooling. This is the lowest tide of this entire trip. It's like a negative 2.4. Mark confirmed with his fingers 2.4. So we're gonna go see what we can find at low tide.
Been out for a while this morning.
Just love being out here exploring as a family. Hole under the rock and a bunch of crab shells. Hello, Mr. Octopus. Good job, Dad.
Dad! This is small.
Oh, it's missing a leg.
Dad, it's missing a leg. Ugh. Oh, it's stuck to
It's like stuck to a bunch of stuff. An octopus. So.
Hunter found a nudibranch. Oh, and found some little shrimp. They look cooler underwater. Look at this teeny tiny little crab I found.
Give it to me.
Oh, you had that's the same one. I thought you had a hermit crab, but you had two little,
Crabs.
you had a little crab.
Two little crabs.
This is, oh, yours is even tinier. Yeah, that's so cool. Fun thing about tide pooling is, you know, for everything you find that's cool, you know you've missed thousands of things. It does look like a lemon peel. These little holes here in the ground are where sea otters have come and dug up clams. We have dug clams here in the past, but they did some testing and some of them were testing high for paralytic seafood poisoning, so we don't do much clam digging anymore unless we know that it's safe. Wow, that's probably the biggest one I've ever seen.
Wait,
Bennett
is that,
found that.
Wait, is that what?
Flip it over so we can see it. Whoa.
You should eat it. That's a lot of
I'm
meat.
gonna go give it.
Ooh, whoopsie.
Alright, found some little tiny starfish. Can you show us, Everett?
Here's this. I think he's
That's a small one. There's a bigger.
Don't leave them on there.
Three.
Oh, and there's a crab there.
Oh,
And some more starfish.
Oh, these are like the nose.
Oh, and another lemon peel.
we don't need that.
So the boys are still out there looking for things. Found a jellyfish here. When we go back to the cabin, if we find anything new. Ooh, I found a piece of sea glass. If we find anything that we weren't sure what it is, we like to look it up in the reference book. So, well, I'm not sure about a few of those things. We're gonna go look them up. Okay, Everett, we're gonna look up some of those things. Okay, there's a nudibranch that I want to look up.
A ton of tiny
Okay, you want to know what that one is? I think it's like a cephalopod. Isn't that the little eel thing you have? Yep, right there. That is called a high cockscomb.
What?
A high coxcomb. I got a happy baby. Hi, sweetheart. You're trying to eat our hands. They're kind of stuck in your bear suit. Okay, we used the Google lens and found out it is definitely a gray sea slug. Definitely. Of the nudibranch family. Hi, big girl. Sitting in the chair. Look at you. You're looking great.
So we're looking at our final result.
Ever, what do you think?
Needs a little seasoning.
It needs a little seasoning, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's so good with that real salt seasoning.
We are really enjoying this fish that Hunter caught and cooked. It tastes like shrimp almost. It's just really tasty.
Sorry, but I
Very yummy. Violet and I just woke up from the best cabin nap. And the boys just got back from a little adventure and they want to show us what they got. So, okay. Bear suit. Bear suit.
She doesn't mind wearing it though.
Nope.
Oh yeah. Weston, can you get your fish out?
Weston caught that?
Weston shot this with the pole spear.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Hold it up like this.
That is a big
I didn't see it, but he saw
sculpin.
it.
Is that a sculpin?
Yeah, it's a big sculpin. It's got this huge
Oh my
mouth.
gosh.
Eat Violet.
Weston
It's
shot
bigger
it.
than Violet.
He shot it once and it got off, and then we got it again.
Time to make some cornbread for dinner. We already added 1 egg, 1/3 cup milk. Can you get a mixing thing? Ow. No, we mix.
Okay, here's our little camp Coleman oven. Cook our cornbread. It doesn't really, oh, maybe it tells the right temperature now. You can put it in. Chili, green beans, and cornbread.
And Violet on my tap.
Oh, she's sleeping. Let the cousin fun begin. Mark and Bennett just went and picked up Mark's sister, and the cousins are already all running around playing. And Violet is ready to go to bed for the night.
Well, this morning we went out on a fishing trip with Hunter and Uncle Ben and a couple of the cousins. And Hunter and the crew, we ended up with a whole load of fish. Let's see what we have here in the sled. Here we go. We got there's a black rockfish, and we've got a couple other halibut. No monster halibut on this trip, but a lot of really good eating ones, and these will go to stock our freezer for the rest of the summer. We go right along the edge there.
Got a loose stomach.
Well, now that we got everyone out after lunch, we kind of have an assembly line going here, where all of us cleaning fish and helping out. It's a good deal.
I'm rusty.
And look right here.
Well,
Right here, Bennett.
give it to you.
There's a whole bunch of bones that are right on the edge of the stomach cavity. So I just want to make sure. You want to take over again?
Well, we finished cleaning all of our fish. Now we just got to scrub this off and throw all the carcasses out to the eagles. So here is a full 5-gallon bucket full of fillets. We rinse those off in salt water, and those are all the carcasses. Hunter's gonna help me throw them out. Bonk. What happened? It broke. Alrighty. Well, now we just gotta sit back and relax and wait for the show, for the eagles to show up. All right, I'm in charge of dinner tonight, and we're gonna be making a paella. We're gonna use that octopus and some halibut that we caught. First step, I'm gonna cut up some of these vegetables we're gonna stick in it. A friend of ours sent us this yellow rice, and normally I'd make everything from scratch, but we're gonna add this in. It's got some saffron and flavorings and stuff, and that'll be mixed in too, should be helpful. So thank you to our viewer who sent this to us. We appreciate it. All right, so we got our vegetables, carrots and cabbage and onion to get started. We'll get some garlic in there and get these cooking. All right, I finally have all the seafood prepared, all the vegetables, all the onions. We're gonna start cooking. In my seafood, you can see this is all octopus here, this pinker meat, this is rockfish, and these are the halibut cheeks. So let's get after it. Butter, oil, okay, some bacon grease. All right, now that the fish is just about done, we're gonna start pulling it off and putting it to the side while we cook the rest of the paella. We don't wanna overcook this, it turns into mush. Okay, here, let me cut it and you can put one in each, okay? Okay, this one, pour that one. Oh, careful, all that right in that one, okay? Okay. And then get that, and then, be careful. All right. Okay, now put that in the trash. And then we're gonna start adding this octopus. Half and half. Half to one, half to one, half to the other. And now I need to add some water. Oh, that is nice. You can get that yellow color coming in. Okay, thanks for stirring it, Everett. Now we need to add our secret ingredient, which is saffron.
What's saffron?
Saffron is a flower, and this is the inside of the flower. This is the stamen. And it's very expensive.
How long?
We only add a little
How
bit
many?
each of these.
How long, Mom?
Because each of this stuff, they have to pick it. They're picking that flower in a field. I saw them picking these when I was a missionary in Spain.
Everybody can grab one in.
Okay, now you stir that in, okay?
What does these taste like?
Well, it adds flavor, and then it adds the distinct flavor and the coloration. Now we're gonna add some chicken bouillon, okay? Okay.
Why is that stuff so expensive?
Well, it's expensive because they have people out there in the field picking it. Now we're gonna add the vegetables. Underneath. Give it some color. Trying to get an equal amount each one. Hopefully that doesn't turn it too dark. Okay.
While we're getting dinner ready, the eagles have come for their carcass dinner. Oh, and one eagle. Oh, he's gonna try and fly away.
I'm adding the fish. Last step here, I'm adding the fish, and we just need to kind of have a prayer and... Well, there we go. There's our paella. Octopus, rockfish, halibut.
Mark's sister Sarah is spearheading a project at the cabin this year. They're working on a new outhouse. The old outhouse is probably, what, like 40 something years old, almost 45 years old. So before it gets overfilled and, you know, deteriorates and falls apart, just making sure we have a backup one. This is the old outhouse. It's a 2-seater. They built this when they had little kids and wanted to make sure they could help each other out in the bathroom. You supervising?
You gotta hang out next to Violet.
You supervising? A bunch of squirrels. I just saw all those pine cones fly out.
No, no, why would we be squirrels?
You look like squirrels hiding pine cones.
I don't know why would we have pine cones?
So Mark's sister just told me that back here behind our bunkhouse, she had left a pile of wood covered by a tarp, and they uncovered it, and it was completely full of pine cones that some squirrel was stashing. This whole pile was collected by some squirrel. And the kids have already been like pulling out of it. This is a ton of pine cones. Holy cow. They're using the gravel to add it to this walkway here between the outhouse and the cabin.
Hello, and don't forget to subscribe.
Good morning, friends. We've been at the cabin a few days, and I'm happy to report we finally have sunshine and blue skies. We got kids hanging out on the beach. Oh, things are flying. Mark is on the roof. He's tied off up there. He is getting moss off of the roof with a hoe. Always a project to be done, especially with things that are by the ocean and things that are old. Hunter is going kayaking with
Grandma.
Grandma. Grandma loves to kayak. And I have a baby that needs a bottle. It's warming up. Sweet relief.
Or you could just not draw the baby.
What's that look? Calm the baby by swinging. It's too hot in the sun. We're not used to the sunshine, huh? Hi, sweetheart. You okay now? We got her in her hat so she can hang out. Yeah, hi. So Violet has been doing pretty well on this trip. You know, Violet cries quite a bit. She's had problems with reflux, and just when she needs something, she lets us know, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're kind of out of your own element and there's other people around and you don't have your chair that you usually rock her in, and you know, she's upset, it's sometimes kind of tricky. So we've been taking lots of walks. This is our first time trying the hammock, and she's fallen asleep here. So, you know, sometimes we get her to sleep and then it's lunchtime and everybody comes in the cabin, and, you know, it's just part of being together with everybody. And so it's been an adjustment. You know, she doesn't have her normal schedule and quiet house. So we're just doing our best to make sure that she's getting everything she needs and lots of cuddles. And so making sure she's staying warm at night and just doing all the things. But for the most part, she's been a good little camper. Mark's scraping the roof, so it's not quiet in the cabin. This is the quietest spot for a nap right now.
Another one of those Greenland big ones.
Nice one. All right, nice fish. You lift it into the boat, or? Let that guy go. This is one crazy fish. It has a leech or something, right? Oh yeah, look at those. They're like moving around. It's got multiple.
There's sea lice everywhere.
All right, let us let him go. Well, that was a fun trip with Grandpa and Hunter. Back to the cabin.
Well, friends, we are back to cold. No more sunshine today. We're out on a family walk, quite a lot of us, making our way down the beach. We had a very busy day yesterday. I don't think I filmed as much as I usually would, but you know, Violet takes up my hands a lot of the time. But games of capture the flag, art, fishing, lots of good food. It's been a good trip. Exploring on beaches. It's been a good trip. Love it when we can get down here with family. Oh yeah, the kids made a scavenger hunt, so we're having lots of fun and enjoying being together for a few days. Bennett's been finding some Mondo shells here. Very nice. Wow. You know what I call the gooey duck?
Yeah, it looks like a razor clam right here, though.
Yeah, lost all its brown. For some reason, different parts of the beach get different types of shells. This one gets more of these bigger shells. We've made it into the woods where the ferns are coming out. There's some bear poop. There are only black bears here, and we're making lots of noise as a group. Apparently the bear likes to use this trail too. This right here is called Devil's Club. Later in the summer, it makes this trail very hard to walk through because it's all around. Right now, it's very small, but later those leaves get gigantic. It's amazing to see here, the high tide line. You can see where the rocks have gotten wet and where they haven't. It's just like a perfect...
Hey, everybody,
Hi,
throw
baby
rocks.
girl. All right, we made it back. We were out for about an hour and a half. That was a good adventure. Ready for something to drink. Getting our last cabin wiggles out. Lots going on back here. We are the only ones leaving today. Mark has to get back to work. We showed up before people. So this is where we're at. They have the whole dug for the outhouse. They have it covered with a boat so nobody falls in, but that's about 7 layers deep. Now it's kind of taller, probably about as tall as I am. I didn't give a full tour of the property this time. But this right here is our bunkhouse. Has 4 bunk beds in the bottom and then a queen bed up in top. We built that a few summers ago with Mark's sister in order to be able to come and be at the cabin at the same time, because we've just gotten to be, our families have gotten to be too big to all stay in the main cabin. My brother-in-law Ben made this awesome shower, got an on-demand water heater, and we've got 2 huge jugs by the house that fill with the excess water that would just usually spill over and go into the ground, and we get those filled up and then we can take showers. So some fun things here at the cabin that make it very comfortable and fun to be here for a long time. I mean, like 5 days, 10 days, about as long as we usually come down, because you know we got other things we got to do. Mark's got to go to work and other activities. So about half an hour out from going to catch the Rainbow Connection, which is a different ferry this time because the main ferry doesn't run today and we wanted to stay an extra day. So we are going to go catch the Rainbow Connection. Really grateful we never actually had to pull out our rain gear this trip. Sometimes we come down to the cabin and it just rains and rains and rains and rains. It hasn't been particularly warm, but layering up I don't find to be a problem. It's just when everything gets wet that things get a little bit tricky. So we've been very comfortable. Little girl has worn her bear suits almost the entire trip. It's always hard to leave the cabin because we do have such a great time here and make such good memories as a family, but you know, you also miss your bed and your grocery store and, you know, being able to drive your car when you need something. Time to say goodbye to the cabin. Baby girl did amazing on her first trip. Oh, gotta give her covered. The wind is blowing, gotta keep her covered. Then it's gonna fly away. No. This kite I bought at a garage sale when Hunter was a baby and brought it down to the cabin, and it met its demise this trip. While baby girl slept through all the chaos of getting over to the harbor, we're gonna get our stuff loaded. This is a tour boat that we're getting on. We've not had to come on this since the fast ferry started about 10 years ago, but we're gonna be on this Discovery Seldovia tour, Central Charter boat, to get back to Homer. Okay, we made it onto the Discovery. Got all our stuff loaded. The boat is really full downstairs, and it's kind of a cold day, so the captain said that we could come up and be in the wheelhouse once we get going. Boat that we're on, they have this and one other boat called the Rainbow Connection. And this is more of a tour guide type boat. It goes much slower than the what we call the fast ferry to Seldovia, but this one stops and looks for whales and sea otters, takes you to a rookery for birds, but it is much, much slower. So it's gonna take us an hour and a half to get from Seldovia to Homer, whereas usually it takes us about 40 minutes. And then we still have our long 5+ hour drive home. So it's gonna get us home quite late tonight, but this is a great way to go and see Seldovia for the day, get a view of Kachemak Bay, look for whales. They spend 2.5 hours in Seldovia and then they bring you back. And they go slow enough that you have the chance of seeing more wildlife than the fast ferry. Whew, it is 5:30. We are having a bathroom break before we hit the road to head home. Counting down the hours till I can take a shower. You ready to go, sis?
Yo, those bathrooms are so nice.
She promises me she's gonna be good since she hasn't had to be in her car seat for 5 whole days. You're gonna be so good, huh? You got a diaper change, you have a full belly, and you're ready for a nap, okay?
First we are going.
I love you. Ooh, friends, it's 11:15 at night. Still quite light out. It is very nice and green here at home, and we are exhausted from a full day of traveling home and spending the morning at the cabin. Got very tired children. I also gotta go and say hi to Miss Luna. That's what I was gonna say right a minute ago, and then I saw cute little Violet there. So Luna stays home with Grandma and Grandpa, my parents, but she is very happy to see us. She was meowing so loud when we came in. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Well, friends, it is just about midnight. We got the kids put to bed. Mark is getting all the fish we brought home into the refrigerator for the night. We're exhausted, but that was a great trip with the family, and Violet did awesome. She slept really well. She did well with the chaos of having so many people in cramped spaces. She loved being outside, so we call that a win. She actually did pretty well in the car as well, which was one of the things we were worried about. It was tricky, but we made it work. We are so grateful to be home, safe. There are so many wonderful things about putting our to-do lists and our cleaning and shopping and all that stuff to the side and spending dedicated time together camping or at the cabin, just like we did. But there's also something really nice about coming home, and I can't wait to go take a shower and go to sleep in my own bed. So thank you so much for being with us these last few days. We are so grateful for each and every one, and we'll see you again real soon for more of This Alaska Life.